Okay, we're back on and we're with Scott Largent, and this is our third series, and we're explaining supervised visits in Santa Clara County. And we've gone through the process of how it took you 2 years to get to the point of seeing your daughter, how you've made phone calls. You've been what we would consider a relentless public speaker at the supervisors' meetings. There, you have gotten a little bit of help from Cindy Chavez and her policy aid person initially in the beginning.
Mm.
The district attorney's office took a long time to help you. They gave you an advocate who eventually maybe have nudged your ex, but there was
It was an
never.
investigator. Yeah, they assigned. It was originally a paralegal that took the information, and then they assigned Stella Cruz, and she was an investigator. And
But
she
they,
did get a hold of Jennifer right in the beginning. But the problem is Jennifer wouldn't cooperate with the places, and they were kind of shocked after 6 months later. And me continuing to call, they go, "Well, you haven't been able to see your kid yet," and I'm all, "No."
so you finally saw her, and it was right before your birthday,
Yeah.
right before your 41st birthday,
Mhm.
and right before her third birthday.
Correct.
Tell us.
It was actually, was it? Yeah, it was right before her third birthday. So,
And I saw you right after that.
yeah.
Let's tell everyone what that felt like. You hadn't seen your daughter. The last time you saw her, she was a baby, not walking.
Yeah, no, she was. The last time I saw her, it was on her first birthday.
And you've been through a lot since then, but you also were a little nervous. You were meeting your daughter, and now she was a person and not a baby.
Yeah, no, I was. I got my hopes up so many times. I mean, literally, it was every single time. It was a disappointment. I'd pay the money. I'd do everything I needed to do, and it would get right to the point I was supposed to have this visit. And I'll tell you something. I was so worried the night before. I was worried in the morning. I was an hour before it. I thought, I'm like, wow, this is really, really, really going to happen.
You didn't sleep the night before.
No, not at all. And then I
And
changed.
tell us what you were worried about. You were worried about, would she recognize you? You didn't know what she should call you. Here you're going to see your daughter. You're her dad, and you introduced yourself as Scott.
Correct. And no, I went in there and I walked into the door and I looked over and I see her there and I said, "Well, hello. How are you? I'm Scott." And she goes, "Hello, I'm Kalia." And I said hello to the gentleman that was right there and I shook his hand and then I turned around and I said, "Wow, look at all these little toys that you have. You have to tell me a little more about these toys." And we just started playing. We literally just started playing, and she started telling me about her McDonald's toys, and then she wanted to go play basketball with a little basketball hoop, and we got the other. I mean, we played for 2.5 hours. It was absolutely amazing, and she remembered me, which was really neat. And when I say she remembered me, she had these little McDonald's thing, like these battleship games, and she goes, and this was like near closer to the end of the visit. She goes, "This one's for me, Kalia." And then she goes, "And this one's for you, Daddy." And that's what made me think she remembered me. It could have just been that Daddy in general, maybe I don't know. I think she remembered me. So, it was really neat.
So we've talked a little bit about this too, and the reality is, as difficult as this was, really the court process and the system was keeping you from your daughter probably more than your ex was.
Yeah, no, yeah, because all these things had to do. I mean, how simple would have it been to tell somebody that they're breaking the law and they have to cooperate? Because all they would have to do is they would have to, and it's like issuing somebody a speeding ticket. They're going to keep driving like mad if you don't issue that ticket, if you don't pull that person over, if you don't hold them accountable. They would not hold her accountable. And I don't have the money to afford an attorney, and I think what they're doing is they're people that have money go spend more money with their attorney. That's the problem, and I didn't have the ability to do that.
So you now had 4 visits, and your last visit, tell us what that looks like now.
Well, you can see in here, I have all the toys that I have in the garage, and so I bring in this. Last time I brought the battleship over here because she loves ships and she loves little action figures, so I brought that. The other bags that I have over there have all these hand puppets and stuff, and I brought the different little costume things, and And then I brought the cat. Is it Sourpuss or whatever it is over there with the Superman thing on there? She just got a kick out of the stuff that I bring in there because I literally come in there and I've got piles and piles of toys, and she gets so happy when I come through the door.
She have your spirit, Scott?
She definitely does. And she hugged me the first time, gave me a hug, but now they're the real hugs. You know, the real I love you, Dad hugs. And she says, I love you, Daddy, and she hugs me, and that's just what it's all about. It really is. It's yeah, it's pretty amazing.
So if you had one thing to say to your daughter about why you didn't see her for so long, what would you say?
Uh, Everything happens for a reason. I mean, I missed out on time that I can't get back right now, but I can do everything just to keep things rolling along right now. I can't blame my ex for the way the system is, and it's nobody's fault but mine. But I got clean, so I got clean for my daughter, and I love my daughter more than anything in the world.
So right now in the news, everyone's talking about children and parents being separated at the border related to the immigration issues in America. And do you think people have any understanding about what's happening to families in their own backyard in their counties related to family court?
No, I don't think they really do. And I watched a lot of that stuff on TV, and I was in there talking with my grandmother about this. We watched the news morning, evening, and night. And I'm watching this stuff, and I feel bad for the children. I feel bad for these families that are separated, and I don't want this stuff to happen. But then my grandma and I start talking about how it's happening to me, and it's happening to other people that I met. My family's being torn apart. I'm being pulled away from my child. None of these resources are going to anybody in our community here or our existing citizens. And I am not, everybody came from somewhere else. I'm more than willing to open our borders up, let people in, but we got to learn how to take care of what we have right now, because we can't pour out of an empty glass. We really can't. And I'm frustrated with this stuff. I really am. It's broken. Oh.
Thanks, Scott.
Mm-hmm.